Okay, let's just jump right in. We're going way beyond simple camouflage today into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction.
It really does.
We're talking about a creature that has evolved to essentially delete itself from the visible world, a living biological invisibility cloak.
A perfect description.
So for this deep dive, we're looking at the glass frog, an animal that has perfected the art of just vanishing right in the middle of a
Right.
dense jungle.
It is a genuine marvel. The glass frog, well, it's a whole family of frogs, really. The Centralinidae. There are almost 160 known species.
Wow, that many.
Oh, yeah. And they're spread all throughout Central and South America. I mean, you can find them from southern Mexico all the way down to the forests of northern Argentina.
And the central mystery is so simple, but so profound. How can a vertebrate animal with bones, with organs, with, red blood be see-through?
Well, where does it all go? That's the question.
And they're so tiny, it just adds to the whole magical quality of it. A lot of them are barely bigger than a coin.
You could balance one on a fingertip. They're incredibly delicate.
I also love that one of them, I think it's Hyenobatrachium diana, has that nickname, the Kermit frog.
It's a great comparison. It looks both kind of cartoonish and completely impossible at the same time.
So that's our mission today. We want to get into the how. This isn't just about see-through skin. This is a full-body optical illusion built from the inside out. A physiological puzzle that is, frankly, mind-blowing.
It's an evolutionary high-wire act.
Okay.
And it all starts with how they survive the day.
Right. So daytime. That's when predators are most active. You've got birds, snakes, all hunting from below, looking up into the canopy.
Exactly. So the frog's strategy is just stillness. They find a nice translucent leaf high up in the trees and press their transparent bellies flat against it. And they do not move for hours.
So from below, a predator looking up through that leaf, they'd
Yeah.
just see more leaf. The frog's outline would just dissolve.
It vanishes.
Yeah.
But, just having transparent skin isn't quite enough. You'd still see the shadow of the organs. You definitely see the red of the blood.
Ah, okay.
So to solve that, the frog has this radical two-part biological mechanism.
Let's start with part one, because this sounds like the most dangerous part of the trick.
It is. Part one is all about blood management. Or maybe blood removal is a better way to put it.
Removal.
It completely erases that red tint from its circulatory system by hiding almost 90% of its red blood cells.
90%.
90. It packs them away, takes them completely out of circulation. It's a massive, daily, systemic reorganization of its entire body.
Okay, my head is already spinning. 90% is basically all of its oxygen carriers. But wait, if you gather that many red blood cells together and just let them sit, wouldn't they? Clot.
They absolutely should.
That's what blood does when it stops moving. It clots.
Precisely. And that is the central paradox we're going to keep coming back to. On paper, what this frog does for 10 hours a day should cause massive blood clots, tissue damage, and, well, death.
Yet they're fine.
Perfectly fine. Their heart just keeps pumping the clear plasma, and they're ready to spring into action at a moment's notice.
So where is this blood vault? Where do they stash it all?
It all gets packed away, incredibly densely, inside its liver.
The liver.
But even a litter packed with that much red blood would still look like a big red spot from below. It would give the whole game away.
Right. So you need another layer of camouflage.
And that's part two, the camouflage layer. The liver itself is covered by a layer of highly reflective crystals.
This is the disco ball part I've read about.
It's a perfect analogy, actually. These are specialized cells that contain these little plate-like crystals of something called guanine.
Guanine. Like in DNA.
The very same chemical. But here it's organized into these tiny biological mirrors. They act like microscopic scales on a disco ball.
So it's not just for looks, it's actual optical physics at play.
It's incredibly sophisticated. These crystals are aligned to scatter and reflect light in every direction. So that reflective layer bounces light back, masking the dark shape of the organs, and crucially, hiding that super concentrated mass of red blood.
So it's a 1-2 punch. Hide the blood, then cover the hiding spot with a mirror.
That's it.
And we should stress, this combination is unique. Transparent skin plus these internal reflectors. It's the only vertebrate we know of that does this.
A huge evolutionary gamble that somehow paid off.
Which brings us back to that baffling question. How does it survive running on empty? The heart is just pumping plasma with, 10% of its normal oxygen carriers? It should be suffocating.
It should be. It's a true biological paradox. It was so confusing that for a long time, scientists couldn't even figure out how to study it.
I mean, how do you study the inner workings of an animal that turns invisible when it's doing the thing you want to study?
Right. You can't just put it under a microscope. So they had to
Dang.
get really creative. They ended up using a technology called photoacoustic imaging.
Photoacoustic. What does that do?
You pulse it with light, and then you listen for the tiny sound waves that molecules make in response. In this case, they were listening for the sound of red blood cells moving through the vessels.
So they were mapping the flow of blood with sound. That's some serious detective work.
It let them build this incredible 3D map of the circulatory system while the frog was asleep and invisible. And it confirmed it. All the red blood cells locked away in the liver for up to 10 hours.
And it also confirmed the tissues weren't dying from what should be severe oxygen deprivation.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
how do they pull it off?
What are the working theories?
Well, there are two main ideas right now. Theory one is that they might have a different, less colorful carrier molecule in their plasma.
Something other than hemoglobin.
Right. Hemoglobin is iron-based, super efficient, but it's also very, very red. This other molecule would theoretically bind to oxygen, but not have that giveaway color.
So it's like a low-efficiency, stealthy backup system that kicks in when the main oxygen fleet is parked?
A great way to put it. Just enough to keep the lights on.
Okay, and theory two.
Theory two suggests they just get really, really good at the most basic form of breathing. Diffusion.
Through their skin.
Directly through their skin. Because their skin is so thin and permeable, the idea is they might have proteins or enzymes that just massively accelerate how fast oxygen can move from the air through the skin and into that depleted plasma.
So they're almost hyper-breathing through their skin to compensate.
Essentially, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It lets them maintain basic functions while their engine is on a trickle charge.
It's so effective. Researchers said they're so well hidden that even when the mapping tech told them a frog was on a specific leaf, they still couldn't see it.
They had to go out the night before and mark the leaves with fluorescent tags just to find them again in the morning.
And then if the frog gets startled,
The whole system flips in an instant. The blood just surges out of the liver, floods the vascular system. It's an immediate, massive oxygen boost to the muscles.
so they can leap away in a split second. It's an instant invisibility switch and an instant turbo boost switch.
All in one.
That's their incredible daytime story. But then night falls, the cloak comes off.
And the frog comes alive. They become active hunters, zapping insects and spiders with those lightning-fast tongues. And of course, this is when they reproduce.
The males start calling from the leaves to attract a mate.
And once they're successful, the female lays her eggs on a leaf, always one that's hanging right over a running stream.
And this is where we get that daddy daycare behavior, which is pretty unusual for frogs, isn't it?
Very unusual. In most of these species, the male sticks around. He performs all the fatherly duties for that little clutch of eggs.
The glass helicopter dads.
Yes, them. He'll
Oh.
guard the clutch from predators. And we're talking carnivorous wasps that want to lay their own eggs inside the frog's eggs.
Mm.
Small snakes, even other frogs.
Mm.
He has to literally fight them off. And he has to keep the eggs hydrated using moisture from his own body to make sure they don't dry out. It's a full-time job.
And then the moment they hatch is, well, it's pretty dramatic.
It's a daring start to life. The whole cycle is time for the rainy season. When those tadpoles hatch, they don't crawl, they just parachute. They drop right off the edge of the leaf into the fast-moving stream below.
A leap of faith right out of the egg.
It sounds risky, but it's actually an advantage. That fast current sweeps them away from any predators waiting in the slower water near their birth site. It launches them into the world.
So now we have to turn from this biological marvel to a harsher reality. Despite this superpower, glass frog populations are shrinking fast.
They are. Like so many amphibians worldwide, they're in trouble. And because they're so specialized, they're getting hit harder than most.
They're just exquisitely sensitive, aren't they?
Extremely. Their whole life depends on this perfect balance. Any small shift in temperature, water quality, even the amount of sun and shade in the forest, it can be devastating for them.
And it's more than just general habitat loss, right? There are specific threats.
Oh, absolutely. Shrinking forests and pollution are huge. But then you have diseases, like the chytrid fungus that's just wiping out amphibian populations everywhere.
And what about the pet trade? I can imagine an invisible frog would be highly sought after.
It's a major concern. Because they're so hard to find in the wild, it fuels illegal smuggling. And we have to be really clear with you, the listener, about this.
Please, these are not beginner pets.
Not even close. They are incredibly difficult to care for. You need a high-tech, wildly expensive enclosure to even try, We're talking about reverse osmosis water, custom pumps to create a stream, constant misting systems, chillers to keep the temperature just right,
It's basically recreating a slice of a cloud forest in a glass box.
and you can't ever handle them. They're far too delicate. Honestly, trying to keep one usually just leads to the animal's death, which only drives more demand from the wild. It's a vicious cycle.
It's a sobering reality check. We start with this unbelievable story of biological magic and end with a creature fighting for survival.
We do, but that magic is the takeaway. The glass frog's invisibility is this breathtaking evolutionary tightrope walk, part camouflage, part a complete daily reorganization of its entire circulatory system.
It really shows that sometimes evolution's boldest moves don't come from the animals that roar the loudest.
But from the ones that learn to disappear with perfect silent efficiency.
So we'll leave you with one final thought to mull over. We talked about that paradox. How do they keep all that concentrated blood from clotting in their liver for 10 hours every single day?
The holy grail question.
Exactly. So think about this. If we could truly understand that mechanism, the one that prevents coagulation and protects those cells, what could that mean for human medicine?
For trauma, for surgery, for blood storage.
What unbelievable breakthroughs in treating clotting disorders or just managing blood might this tiny transparent frog one day unlock?